Did Muhammad predict the time of the last hour? Yes, indeed. But as always, he got it wrong. So, how in the world can he still be considered a prophet? Come and watch. We've been going through a number of claims by Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, and those claims, most of the time, are sayings or hadith that were said by Muhammad, reported to us, even oftentimes in Sahih collections like Bukhari or Muslim, making claims about end times or about future events or conquers, and the list can go on and on and on. However, every single one of those, either we were able to debunk it, or at least expose the fact that it does not really present any significant value whatsoever when it comes to why we're being told something like that in the first place. What is the meaning behind it? Why should we take it at face value? Why should it be considered to be a future prophecy? And even if it is, what is the proof that can at least give us assurances that this man was indeed a prophet? Today, obviously, is no exception. We will continue with that theme. AP will come back again, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Al. Pleasure to be here again. So today we want to talk more about failed prophecies or strange prophecies, but definitely failed prophecies. And today I actually want to demonstrate that Muhammad obviously had a problem with little boys. And so we have two instances in which Muhammad talks about two young boys in his presence related to prophecies. And one of them is right here off the very beginning. We find it in Sahih Muslim. It says, "A person asked Allah's apostle, when would the last hour come? Thereupon Allah's messenger kept quiet for a while. Then he looked at a young boy in his presence and said, if this boy lives, he would not grow very old till the last hour would come to you." Now, I read it as it is, as I took it from these pages that translate these hadith from Arabic into English. The wording here in the translation is not entirely accurate. The text actually says something like that the hour would come. So they ask him when the hour will come. He then keeps quiet, looks at a boy, and says, the hour will be established, or the hour will not be established, not come to you, established, before this young boy grows very old. So the prophecy is found in at least 6 sources or 7 sources that we all find in Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, and is also recorded outside of these. And in these instances, Muhammad is clearly approached by people who ask him, when will the hour come? And the hour in the hadith, in Islamic scripture, exclusively refers to the last hour before the day of judgment. And Muhammad, upon hearing this question, keeps quiet for a while, looks at a young boy, says, before this boy grows very old, the hour will be established. Now, there are some problems that we encounter when we look into these sources, into these hadiths. The wording is often twisted and turned into something that the text does not say. Or they say, in some reports, it says, your hour will come, which is actually not found in the most reliable texts that we have, and which also really make it all sound very strange. Why would Muhammad suddenly talk about your hour and mean something different, such as their death, when people clearly come and ask him when the hour will come? And why would he tell people, before this boy grows very old, you guys will die? It's very clear. He's asked about the hour, the last hour, and he answers, and he says, before this boy grows old, it will come. Obviously, it didn't come. Or am I missing something here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I'm not really so sure. Who is this boy? Who is this boy? Do we even know? How come the name of that boy wasn't mentioned, And yeah, go ahead.
I think we have a source in which the boy is referred to as Muhammad, as the boy's name is also Muhammad.
Wow, what a coincidence,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. And it's not a common name at all, of course. And did Muhammad die? And how do we know that the hour started it before his death or before he became a young man? And what hour are we talking about again? I mean, Jesus said the hour has come. That was like 600 years before Muhammad even pronounced this. So again, I'm not impressed by whatever this guy is saying at all. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. And this is, I mean, in Muhammad's case, he in 100% of the cases that he talks about the hour in the hadith, he's referring to the last hour, which will come with all the afflictions, with all the death and destruction, in which the Mahdi will come, and all these things will come, and then the end will happen. So he is unanimously 100% always talking about that when he says the hour, when the hour is mentioned in these sources. And this one is no exception. Here again, it is talked about, the hour is talked about, and he is talking about the hour, pointing at a young boy. Now you could say, he said, if this boy lives, or before he grows very old, well, maybe the boy didn't live, maybe he died the next day. But but that's, and people actually make that, people actually give that response. I mean, some people actually become so desperate in response to this that they say, well, maybe he didn't get old, maybe he didn't live, but what would be the point of that? That would be an extremely strange way of prophesying on Muhammad's behalf.
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have when it comes to that failed?
We have more also to do with boys, which signify the end that will come soon. Now, we talked about the Dajjal quite a few times, and I definitely want to talk about the Dajjal more in the future. But the Dajjal is supposed to be the Islamic version of the false Messiah, and he's supposed to come at the end. And as I said, it is very clear it is clearly indicated in these hadiths that Muhammad expected the end to be there very soon, and all these bad things would happen quite soon, which is why his closest advisor, Omar, is reported to have suspected a little child of being the Dajjal, and Muhammad did not object to that. Now, of course, this is just an entry into this discussion. Actually, let's talk about this boy called Ibn Sayyad even more. Now, this boy, according to those sources, was a prepubescent child who was playing with his friends one day when Muhammad walked by, and when all the other kids got out of the way out of respect for Muhammad, this kid, Ibn Sayyad, did not get out of the way. He remained where he was, and the source very clearly tells us that this is a child who is not yet an adolescent or anything. Now Muhammad tries to pass. This guy doesn't show him respect, this kid. Muhammad then says, according to these sources, do you not testify that I am Allah's messenger? Ibn Sayyad says, I testify that you are the messenger of the illiterate, which is a very interesting response from the kid. And then Muhammad says, I am holding something in my hand. What is it? The Ibn Sayyad apparently says it is a duk, it is smoke. It is a little bit unclear what this is referring to, but maybe Muhammad had something in his hand that is supposed to be a verse, or had nothing in his hand and the kid said smoke. I don't know. But do you have any explanation what this could mean, Al? Or
Not at all, man.
I'm a little bit
Not at
lost here.
all. It just takes you a while sometimes to even digest what is it that Muhammad is trying to tell us here. I'm holding something in my hand. What is it? I
I
mean,
love how these
it's
sources are so vague. Yeah.
it's exactly these sources. I feel like those are wasted pages right there in Sahih Muslim. They need to really rethink about some of these sayings right now. Well, do you have another one like
Uh,
this?
No, we definitely continue. Muhammad then responds to Ibn Sayyad and says, shame on you, you will not get very far, because he is angry at this guy's little disrespect, upon which, like, this is the sequence, this is how events continue. In the same report, Muhammad's close advisor, Omar, then says, Messenger of Allah, let me cut off his head. And mind you, we're not talking about some, grown-up
Yeah.
threat, a warrior or anything. We are talking about, as the source said at the very beginning, a prepubescent child. And Muhammad's advisor Omar says, let me cut off his head, simply because this child was being disrespectful or he was suspected of being something else.
Yeah.
And Muhammad then gives as a response to this, if he is the Dajjal, he will not succeed. So you will not be able to kill him. If he's not the Dajjal, then you will have, randomly killed somebody. That's pointless. What's very interesting here, aside from the fact that that this is a very strange encounter, is also that Omar quickly just wants to kill a child. And Muhammad then does not say, no, we don't do that, or hey, calm down. No, he says, hey, if he's a Dajjal, you will not be able to. If he's not, then you will just have, pointlessly killed somebody.
I love how Muhammad really covers his bases usually, If
Yeah.
this, then that, and if that, then this, So the Quran actually talks about the story of Moses and Al-Akhdar and Al-Khudr, I'm sorry. And he killed a child and on a prediction that in the future he is going to grow up to be a nasty, wicked one. At least in the Quran, this guy knew the future even more than Moses. And you're telling me Muhammad didn't know anything about the future of this child. Not that I'm
Yeah.
promoting, what Omar is saying, of course, but what I'm saying, Muhammad is saying, we don't know. It's pointless if he is not, and if he is, you cannot. So,
Well, it goes even further, and it shows us in these reports that Muhammad Muhammad didn't object to the idea that he is a Dajjal. He just said we don't really know. He could be.
right.
And we see in multiple sources that this Ibn Sayyad, who later, like everybody else, became a Muslim because everybody was converted to Islam, people thought about him that he's the Dajjal. So people actually thought about him that he is a Dajjal because of this influence from Muhammad and his close advisor. And it went so far later in Ibn Sayyad's life that he said, I think I should take a rope and tie it to the tree and commit suicide because of the talks of the people. So people referring to me as the Dajjal and staying away from me and warning against me. So Muhammad clearly was suspecting this child who grew up to be a sad, depressed, lonely man of being the Dajjal who will come before the end and who will fight the Muslims and do all those wicked things, which shows how cruel his approach and his religion can be, and also how deluded it is, considering that he thought the end is here now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, do we have more to continue next time? Or
I think we are done with this for now, but
Yep.
we will definitely jump into related topics again very soon.
Very good. And just let everybody know that these are just teasers because at some point in the future, AP will be with us here in studio, and we are going to unpack more of these topics and other topics as well. So today, we're just the intent behind today and the previous series of this particular topic, which is Muhammad's failed prophecies, is to give you a glimpse. Maybe some of you as Muslims didn't know about this. Maybe some of you who are reaching out to Muslims didn't know about this. Maybe you've heard a Muslim friend mention something about Muhammad's success in prophecies. And hopefully by now, if you're a Muslim or if you're someone who heard it from a Muslim, you have reached the same conclusion that Muhammad's success rate when it comes to future prophecies is a big fat zero. And in fact, my prophecies that he is not a true prophet are more basically successful because I can prove him wrong all day long. Until next time, have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And ring the bell so you will be notified when we release new content. Our mission is to reach Muslims with the gospel of Jesus Christ and help Christians engage with their Muslim neighbors. If you want to join us in this life-changing work, please support us on patreon.com/Sira International, or just click on the link below.